You know, in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, it says that love does not insist on its own way. It is not rude. It is not arrogant. It is not puffed up. There's men and women out there today in London. It used to be people would say, there's women out there today that's in bondage and they don't even know. There's men and women out there that is under a bondage. It's a relationship bondage and you don't even realize it's bondage.
Amen.
My wife was under bondage. She was ruled and she was controlled. To the point that it separated her from her parents. She didn't get to go see her parents whenever she wanted to. And they just lived 45 minutes away from her. She wasn't allowed to take her boys over to see her mom and dad. That was how much control they had on her. But God set her free from it. God loosened her and broke that bondage. There's men out there, and I got a friend right now who's talking to me yesterday, and I don't know how in the world he keeps ending up with the same kind of people. He has a knack for attracting nuts. I'm serious. He called me yesterday and he said, I don't know what to do. And he'd been calling me for the last 2 weeks, and I said, send her back home. Now she's telling me, well, if you choose to go back up to West Virginia and to be with your kid, what about me? What about me? Well, I said, tell her go wherever she wants to go. You're going to go be with your daughter.
Amen.
Amen.
There ain't a man or a woman that should allow you not to be around your children. They should not allow you to be around your children. They should not allow you to tell you what the things you can in my house. Oh no, my wife has these kind of friends that came around that were partiers or, people causing problems. I was saying, I don't want them kind of people at my house. But she's got friends at work. Some of them not Christian, but she witnesses to them. I wouldn't have a right to tell her who she can and can't talk to. That's control. That's not love.
Amen.
That's a bondage that the Lord wants to break from us.
Amen.
And I tell you what, I had to choose between God and a woman one time. I chose God.
Amen.
Amen.
Anybody would ever tell me? Jane knows. I would never make her choose her children. She had to make a choice to come to West Virginia. But we got married because God was telling her, you need to go to West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And she had to leave one behind.
Yeah.
But he was old enough. It ain't like he was a little child.
No.
But from the control of her ex-husband, her relationship with him wasn't that great anyhow. Because control of him separated her and her son. Yeah. That's not right. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that's not right. Any man that would tell a woman you can't have your children, oh my goodness gracious. After that woman went in 9 months and carried that child and went into the valley of the shadows of death, giving that child birth and giving that child life, you want to separate that child from that mother? Nope. God better be with you. Because she'll make you see him real quick.
Yeah. Amen.
Any mother at all would say, you ain't going to separate me from my children. And fathers, men, there ain't a woman that can tell you not to be around your children.
Right.
They can't separate you. That is a bondage.
Yep.
If you ever have to choose somebody over other people that you care about and you love, that's control. Control is a bondage. And there's power to break every chain.
Amen.
Every chain of bondage, everything that the devil has tossed at you, everything that he has wrapped around you. got to make the choice to step out of the grave clothes.
Yeah.
He's done called you out of it. Now you got to come out of it.
Yeah.
You can't still stand there and be all bound up and everything.
No.
And guess what else? Anything that's ever happened to me in the past, whew, I've been loosened from that.
Amen.
I've been loosened from that. Yeah, my daddy died when I was 14 months old. My mom did the best that she could to raise me and show me the way and everything. And she had a couple people in my life that, well, maybe just one was bad. And my sister's dad, sorry sis.
Oh, my dad.
He was mean. He was a very, 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 very mean man. Didn't start out that way. He started out, he thought he would be Casanova or Romeo or something like that. After he and my mom got married, he became a mean man. I'll tell you what, it goes from punching walls, punching people. Abuse. That's a bondage right there in itself.
Yeah.
Many types of abuse. There's verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental, emotional. I watched my mom when I was 7 years old laying on the ground with this big grown man over top of her, punching her and pulling a knife out on her and saying, "I'm going to just cut you as thin as your hair." I carried that for a long time. I had that anger for a long time, Brother Casey. But you know what? When I came forth and I got loosened, I was loosened from that also.
Amen.
I was loosened from that too. If I didn't get loosened from it, I could have let that past haunt me, drag me down, and keep me down, and I wouldn't have ever grown to where I am now.
Amen.
None of us would. Every person in here has a story.
Amen.
But you've been loosened.
Amen.
Don't go back to it. Don't relive it. Stay loosened from it. Stay free from it. Break those bondages of addiction. Break those bondages of abuse. Break those bondages of control. And be loosened. There's power to break every chain.
Amen.
Every chain. Every chain.
Yes.
I think I told the story here one time about the girl in Columbus when I was up there doing a revival, and the girl came up, and a lot of people they couldn't understand why she was going through what she went through and why she put up with it, because she was with a man that all he could do was put her down on everything he did, on everything she did. He put her down. He'd tell her, "You can't even cook right. I would feed that junk to the dogs," or they'd be in the parking lot at Walmart and say, "Couldn't you park anywhere closer? Did you have?" I mean, everything. Every single thing. You don't know how to clean the house. He put her down on everything. But her first husband used to beat on her. Somebody asked her, they said, "Why do you put up with that?" And her response was, "Because he don't beat on me." Men, women, you don't have to settle for less just because it's not the worst. That's bondage.
Yep.
You're loosened from that. Don't go back to that. Be loosened from it. Be free. If the Lord sets you free, you are free indeed.
Amen.
Be loosened from it. One more most powerful thing that Jesus said. In John, still in John. Well, I found a lot of good stuff in John. John chapter 19 And it's in verse 30. You got to remember all the beating, the whipping that Jesus took on his back. Why? So we wouldn't have to be bondage to sickness. The scourging, the making fun of, the picking on, the praying, and the sweat became like great drops of blood. The soldiers laying hands on him and just dragging him and pushing him and prodding him and poking at him and just every imaginable thing that you could think of. Every bad thing that you could ever possibly experience, he experienced it. He was nailed to a rugged cross. Remember, every possible thing that can happen to you, he just went through it.
Amen.
Can you imagine having all of that all at the same time? Every sickness laid upon you, every fear laid upon you, every shame laid upon you, every wrongdoing laid upon you, every sin committed laid upon you, every addiction that could be possible was laid upon him. Everything, bondage, control, everything. They humiliated, they controlled him, they stripped him naked and hung him on the cross. They broke him every way possible. He was broken. Then he said these words in verse 30. It is finished. You are set free. Every bondage is broken.
Amen.
Every sickness is broken. It is finished.
Amen.
Come forth, be loosened, and it is finished.
Amen.
Three of what I call most of the powerful words that was ever spoken. Come forth, be loosened, and it's a done deal.
Amen.
Amen.
It's finished.